and live. Alright.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh, get that out of my system. Ooh.
Alright. Let me refresh this. God. Twitch chat is just broken. Man.
I like how it doesn't format the usernames properly. Like, it just capitalizes the first letter and then everything else is lowercase.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yay.
I hope when they switch their site over to the new beta, a lot of that stuff is fixed.
Yeah.
Oh, knobs. Crap, I should have had you do this before we went live. On your machine, I need you to change some stuff on your sound, on your recording. Are you using Windows 7?
Yeah.
Okay, go to Control Panel and then go to Sound.
Gotcha.
Click on the Recording tab.
Okay.
And then double-click on your microphone. It should say AT2020 USB.
Got it.
Go to the Advanced tab.
Got it.
And drop down that first drop-down box and pick 2-channel, 16-bit, 48,000 hertz DVD quality. Should be the last one.
Got it.
And just click OK to get out of there.
It just said, this device being used by another application. If you continue, the application may stop working. Continue.
That's fine. It's just complaining about Skype, but you should be okay.
Yeah, line in, USB mic.
Go ahead and do a real quick test on your Audacity, and just record something real quick, and then make sure it still sounds like you.
Mirror, mirror, what's up? Wow, the line is really small now. Stop.
Let me check your microphone level.
Mirror, mirror.
Still
what's
sounds
up? Wow, the line is really small now. Does that sound like me?
Caller, please turn down your radio. Yeah, that sounds fine. The only reason is since I moved over to Audition CS6, because it doesn't have that skipping problem that Audition 3 had on Windows 8, I've started recording in 48.
A new version is online.
Motherfucker.
Photon Cannon is online.
Thank you, X to DVD.
Good stuff. Hello to everybody in chat. Just like yesterday, chat is not loading for me. So,
Yeah, same here.
fingers crossed that it will
Yesterday. What happened yesterday?
eventually. Pup. Oh, I need to write down what I've been playing.
Add friend.
See if
There we go.
chat will load in the beta for me.
What the fuck? Is there so many notifications?
Punch the monkey to win an iPad.
Yay.
I ranked up. What the fuck did I rank up in?
Life.
A wish.
Oh, Raptor, I'm already logged in. Don't be crazy. I really like Raptor. I think it's the only thing that makes me remember what games I'm playing.
It's just such a cool little. It's a cool little program. I really need to play more Anarchy Reigns.
I need to start that.
No, you need to start Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yeah, that's true. I need to stop working so much, primarily.
Lollipop Chainsaw, you can get through a level in 15-20 minutes.
I didn't even have time to do that this week.
That's
Like,
amazing.
During the weekday, I didn't play anything.
Yeah, because I had to get through that too because of Dead Space next week.
Oh god, that's right.
God.
Oh, I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, this month I'm buying probably every one of those games.
I think I am too. If I look at my, let me pull up my pre-order thing.
I mean, it's what Dead Space, Far Cry 3, Colonial Marines.
Open orders.
and Revengeancers.
Yeah, I have Revengeance.
Oh god, that comes out, doesn't it?
Fire Emblem Awakening. DOA 5 Plus doesn't come out till next month. Etrian Odyssey 4. StarCraft 2 doesn't come out until next month, thankfully.
Wait. DOA 5 Plus?
Yeah, the Vita one.
Oh, yeah.
Last of Us is May now.
Yeah,
I can't wait
think
for
I'm gonna
Lords
pick
of
up-
Shadow 2 to have a release date.
Oh,
God, yes.
God, I cannot wait to
The
play
3DS one is March 7th now. I didn't know that. Same with Stick of Truth. Dead Space 3. Tomb Raider isn't until next month either. Man, March is going to be bad. Bioshock Infinite, Tomb Raider, Stick of Truth, Lords of Shadow, Mirror of Fate. Jesus. I'm going to be poor this year. I'm trying to move, too. Man.
Oh, you guys getting a new place?
Trying to.
How long you got to look?
A couple months. But we got to get out of this shithole.
They're just too small, or
Yeah, too small, and it's a super old house, so like 75% of the power doesn't work. You know,
Oof.
like stuff like that. Oh, Crisis 3 comes out February 19th?
yeah, that's what I mean.
Man.
Like right after this week. I mean, like you're starting. You got Dead Space 3. That's next week, and the week after that's Colonial Marines, the Aliens shooter.
Oh, yeah.
I hope that's good. Well, there needs to be a good Aliens game.
If there's anything that I'm probably going to skip, it's going to be that.
Yeah.
Because
I mean-
I'm still just shocked on how good Crisis 2 ended up being.
Yeah, me too. That makes me feel a lot better for Crisis 3.
Especially, 'cause I got to see what's going on, because that got bananas.
Yeah. What do we have in March? Tomb Raider, SimCity, Shadow, Mirror of Fate, Stick of Truth, God of War Ascension, StarCraft 2, Sniper Elite V2.
Motherfucker. I gotta pre-order that. God damn it.
The Pandora's Tower, Bioshock Infinite. This is ridiculous. And then, like, the next month, we have Gears of War Judgment, The Last of Us, Soul Hackers.
Soul Hackers?
Yeah,
I haven't even heard of that one.
Shin Megami Tensei Soul Hackers.
Ah.
Sorry, Shin Megami
That's
Tensei
why you
Devil
haven't heard
Summer
of it.
Soul Hackers. Yeah, that's why you haven't heard of it. Oh,
Two
Army of
colons,
Two
alright.
Devil's Cartel comes out March 26th, which I think I'm the only one that's excited for.
Probably.
I didn't play the second one.
Second one, honestly, if you have somebody to play through the second one with, it's actually a lot of fun. Just so you can play through that game and be like, what am I fucking doing? Did I just shoot a tiger in the face? The fuck?
Yes. Yes, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Have you played it, Hannah?
I played it briefly a while ago. It was more like a 5-minute, like, I gotta see how stupid this is sort of thing. But
Matchmaker, make me a match.
Well, I'd be game to play co-op if you're up for it.
yeah, well.
Best
if I
part
can
is it's
find
like
it cheap,
$5.
Yeah, I'll take a look around, see what I can swing.
People will give you that game.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Alright, is chat loading in beta, maybe? Did chat load for you in beta?
Yeah, but nobody's there.
Oh.
Uh,
We have 5 viewers. Hop in the chat, everyone.
I love that line
Probably
from
not loading for him.
Harold and Kumar. God, we're so high right now. We're not low.
Bullets, my only weakness. Alright, you guys start ready to record here?
Yes, I am.
Hold on, let me get away from that mess. I gotta pull up show notes, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I'm fiddle farting around over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you whippersnapper.
You know, the more games I'm playing from last year, 2012 was an amazing year for fucking games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable.
And a year that I think when we were in it, we were sort of like, yeah, I mean, it's okay. There's a couple games, but now they're catching up. Shit.
Yeah.
I think if we had have played some of those games during the year instead of other ones, I think we would have had a completely different taste on the season.
I think we would have had a really hard time making our top 10, too.
Yeah.
This year's going to be really tough, too.
Yeah.
It's gonna, yeah.
And it's going to just be, it's everything in any order, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, just put it in a random order, whatever.
Yeah, mine's gonna be a lot of really cheap and really free games. Yay, mortgage.
Yay.
Oh, you guys got a house?
We're supposed to close in a couple weeks here, so hopefully we just got to get everything scheduled, and it looks like everything's on track, but I want to get in touch with banks and stuff and just be like, hey, okay, seriously, is this on track?
Yeah, is my still going to be doing this?
Terrible at communication.
Oh, I know. What rate did you get?
3.6.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to get mine back. I would like to get it down. So I'm thinking of refinancing and
Still a decent time to do so.
yeah, but last time I did that, I've been with this mortgage for the last 4 years, and I've literally have it's changed hands 4 fucking times.
Ugh, woof.
And I pay my bill religiously. If anything, if I do anything right, it's my mortgage goes in on time every month.
Yeah.
Because that is the one thing I believe I shouldn't be responsible for.
For sure.
Man, being an adult sucks.
Yes, it does. Let's talk about video games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I'm looking at I looked at all my bills the other day, and I looked at all the stupid because of my fucking ex and whatnot, just trying to get accustomed to that way of life for so long. I'd racked up so much credit card debt, and I'm looking at over 3 or 4 cards. Mm-hmm. I'm like, fuck, that's $700 a month I'm paying on these fucking things.
Woof.
That's almost as much as my mortgage.
Jeez.
I'm like, do you know how much dumb shit I would buy if I had another $700 laying around?
Too much dumb shit.
There'd be a lot
My
more
house would be
behind
made
you.
of fucking, I don't know what it would be
DVD
ridiculous.
cases.
Oh fuck! It would be. I would add a wing to the house where I can get one of those bookshelves where I can get the ladder I can go sliding across the roof on.
Nice.
I really, I've always had one desire in life. I've had one dream that I have a library that is full of books and video games and DVDs, and that there's a hidden compartment. And there's a stairway up to a hidden loft up above. You pull the unsealed copy of Too Human, and then a door opens. And that's where the good shit is. Another unsealed copy of Too Human.
That's where all their no one knows I bought this.
No, that's where the Too Human source code is.
Oh, there you go. That's how you do it.
Did they destroy that yet?
I'm sure.
That is depressing. I really hope someone kept a secret copy. Yeah.
I'm sure Dennis Dyack has a flash drive somewhere. And it's only a matter of time. It's like when Trent Reznor leaked his own DVD to the Pirate Bay. It's only a matter of time.
Yep.
And he's going to be like, well, I don't know what happened.
It's the internet. I mean, you can't delete it from the internet, right, guys? Please pass it on.
I would download it just to have it.
I would, too. I would keep an archive copy of Too Human.
I've got the Metroid source code that they released about a year ago on my computer somewhere.
For the NES copy?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, I'll have to find it. I'll send it to you.
That's pretty cool.
It's 3 kilobytes.
It's 20 lines.
Yeah.
Wow.
Make your own Metroid game.
Yeah, might as well.
Sure. You can probably compile it into a ROM.
Yeah. In 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Alright, you guys ready
wait,
to...
I was going to make a cup of coffee, but it's done.
Yeah.
Shit.
You guys ready to start recording here?
Yep.
Thumbs up. Alright, let's record here in 3, 2, 1, record. Pants, pants, pants. Yeah.
Testing.
Recording.
Yep. There we are.
Alrighty.
Let's
It's
do
working.
this.
Do 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 do.
You guys got your what you been playing? Hey, the chat's up. All right.
Oh man. Yeah, I got that, but oh, I got something to share first. Because I totally forgot. I'll do this. Because I fucking love GIFs.
Mm-hmm.
So. Oh, is it not going to play it? Well, anyway, there's a GIF my friend sent me of Terry Crews.
Mm-hmm. Oh, with the controller?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what it feels like when I'm playing video games with Boomer around.
It's just his fat snoot getting
His
on
little
your buttons.
just hitting my hands and just.
Well, I have our cat trying to sit her ass on my hands while I'm playing.
Yeah,
That's
they try to
fun.
do that. Like, I don't know how many times I've been out playing like this, and then Boomer just lays, like, boom, like, right
Yeah.
here. And with his head like this. It's like, just.
Yeah, just like, dog, get out of here.
Yeah.
Well, that reminds me, I should get them in here so they don't bark. Oi!
Oh, you tosses.
Captain!
Hello to everyone watching at home. I have chat up, so you know, feel free to start chatting with us, and it'll get in the show. Because I don't think we have much to talk about this week.
Oh, there's a decent bit.
Good stuff. Well, we have a lot of news stories, but I only played 2 games this week, so
Yeah, I only really played 2 games, and it was
played
really
is
more
in
like
quotes.
1.5.
I'm tiny over here, so I have to do vertical quotes.
Yay.
4. It's the same 4 games I've played the last 3 weeks.
Greatest hits of 2012 coming back at you.
This
And
whole
Left 4
month,
Dead
it's
2.
like the same games over and over again.
When did Left 4 Dead 2 come out? Like 2008?
It's been a while.
2009? Like,
To the internet.
And I think that's been mentioned on our show every week.
yeah. Ever since it came out, I think we've talked about it every week. Yeah.
What's up, Samson? What you doing? Oh, what you doing, buddy? Oh,
This new Twitch looks weird.
good boy. Oh yeah, good
I
boy.
like it.
Oh yeah, good boy. Oh yeah, go. Oh you.
That was November 19th, 2009 that Left 4 Dead 2 came out.
Wow.
Yeah.
3
Been talking
straight
about that
years.
game for more than 3 years.
Wow. Crazy pants.
And you know what's funny is I think I need on Raptor like 1,000 more hours to beat rank number 1.
Which is absurd.
I bet if we were keeping track of it with Raptor the whole time, you'd probably be pretty close.
Yeah.
You think?
Think about at least an hour and a half to 2 hours every week for 3 years.
What's the math on it?
Let's
don't
say
know.
it's 104 hours every year, so... No, maybe not. So it's 312 hours you probably would have racked up. Just like weekly alone.
Because it says I have 26 hours. Hold on. I'm just going to pull it up now because we're on topic.
Yeah.
According to this, I've played, since I've been on Raptor, 26 hours.
Hmm.
And I would need... Holy shit, that's a lot more than I thought. I need... To be number 1 player in the world, I need to get 2,804 more hours.
That's dumb. That's
That's a lot of hours.
That's stupid.
How is it even possible? I mean, I thought I played that game like an absurd amount.
Yeah. But that, like, almost 3,000 hours?
Yeah.
You're playing
And
that...
all right, that's just that. I mean, that's just our Monday night. That's not us like conquering that game.
Right. I mean, that's
Wow.
a couple hours a day playing Left 4 Dead 2, like every day.
That's crazy talk, man.
Wow. Alright, you guys ready to start the shindig?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Alright, I gotta pull this up, so starting at about...
Bicep, 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 abs, bicep, bicep. Bicep flame sex. Yeah. Back solo.
Welcome to the live stream, everyone.
Have you seen that video?
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Darth Seabass says that's like all of the hours.
Yeah.
That person has spent all of the hours of their life playing Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah, I thought
Man.
we were like way into that game.
We ain't got nothing.
No,
Alright, let's kick this pig.
we're like the cheerleaders.
Yeah, that's true. We do okay.
San
Alright,
Romero, you're the best.
starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston, and over there's Knobs.
What's up?
And over there's Hannah.
Hey, everyone.
Only announcement we have this week. Actually, we have two announcements. One is Pick Up the Pixels, episode 19 is out now. Go listen to it at pickingupthepixels.com. We talk a lot about Ni no Kuni, so if you're curious about it, go check that out. Happens
Hey,
right
guess
as
what?
well.
I bought that.
Yep. Well, you'll probably never play it, but at least you did your part and purchased it.
I tend to do that
And
with a lot of things.
we forgot to talk about the Left 4 Dead spoiler cast. Or nope, not Left 4 Dead spoiler.
There we go.
Spoiler
You're
alert.
close.
Everyone dies at the end of Left 4
You
Dead.
have what it's about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead spoiler cast that we did a couple weeks ago, everybody should listen to that. It turned out really, really well. We talked a lot about the game. We talked about how our paths diverged, and I spent a lot of time editing that show. So you should go listen to it. It turned out pretty well.
Nice.
If it's not in your feed, go to tvgp.tv and click on the top bar. Click on spoiler casts. The very first one up on top there. So with that out of the way, Knobs, what you been playing?
I've been playing some games. How about that?
Hey, me too.
All right. Podcast
So let's-
over.
Yeah.
Yes, we play games. See
y'all
y'all
next
next week. Don't forget to join the forums. Mark yourself on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously every Monday night, Left 4 Dead 2, we had another great, brutal match. Tomsy probably had one of the best charges I've seen in ages,
Nice.
where he took Tomsy off the roof of the Dark Carnival. And,
Oh.
I thought they were going to leave him for dead, but then Bulger jumps off and loses half his health, and they still made it further than us. But the most memorable thing of that night for me was the other team. I was on the infected side, and I forgot who was the tank. I think it might have been Ian, but was the tank, and Bulger's just sitting there kiting them all over the place. And like all of a sudden, Bulger kept kiting. He's like, "Hey guys, I can't." Oh no, everybody's dead. He's like, I can only kite this thing for so long. And he's like, oh no.
That's some of my favorite stuff in Left 4 Dead, when you're just like, hey guys, I need a little bit of help, and you turn around and everybody's dead. And there's like 4 infected right behind you, and you're like, oh, okay.
I mean, there was some just absolutely brutality, the things that happened. Donnie actually almost caught up to the Cyclone, the Whistling Oaks roller coaster car.
Really?
Like, he was so quick on that thing. I was chasing with the tank. I'm like, guys, I can't catch him. And then he made the mistake of jumping down that one big hill and killed himself. I'm like, oh man, Donnie,
Donnie.
that was a good run. But that was actually enough points they made ahead of us on that run to beat me.
Wow.
But it was another great time.
Yep.
And Ian, you suck for shooting that car. Cost us the game.
Put them on blast on the show.
So mad. I'm not going to say I was mad, but obviously I'm angry enough to mention it.
Yeah.
Because we were doing good, all of a sudden, like, all right, I'm down because I was getting just worked on that very first, like, going through the cars, and you get up to the motor inn.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only thing I can think of to call it. And we're upstairs, and, like, a couple of us get down and get pinned in the corner. He's like, well, let me clear out some zombies. Like, pop, 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 car alarm. I'm like, son of a...
That's one of those things where you know what you did and you get real quiet for about the rest of the match.
I think it just got absolutely annihilated on it.
Man.
But it's still fun. Please come join us because we have an absolute blast.
Every Monday night. Tonight.
Yep, tonight. Don't forget 10 p.m. EST, folks. We're there. Be there.
J933.
That's right. Or join the TVGP friends on the forums, and we'll dig you out that way.
Yep.
And I think Denim Chicken is another one that has been showing up through that
Okay.
that friends chain there.
Well, welcome to Monday nights.
I'm gonna kind of go off a list here that I didn't not put in any particular order, but I've been playing the Wake Up Club like every workday.
Have you?
Oh, nice.
I can't believe I'm writing down Wake Up Club.
It's the dumbest thing in the world, and I love it.
I haven't even installed it, but
Because like what it does is like, all right, so your alarm goes off and you wake up and you hit the thing, and then before it turns off, you have to hit this little thing moving around. I don't know if it changes every day, but I've had like almost the same one, or I got hit like the lamb's head or something, sheep's head, whatever. But one day it was moving around so fast, I'm like, I can't think to hit this thing.
too early.
But it's a great alarm clock. It motivated me to go out and buy a little cradle for my PSP, which is on clearance at Best Buy for like $12
Ooh,
for the
I'll have to
first
go get
party
that.
cradle.
Nice.
It's nice. It's
Pretty snazzy.
It's a little silver bar.
Clips right in there.
Clips in.
Snazzy.
Cool.
It's nice, but it was fun. I've been playing DOA 5 almost every day with Seven Hender over in Germany. And we just started doing tag matches.
Oh boy.
The tag moves are absolutely absurd.
Those are brutal.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
Like there's stuff where you're like, oh, like all the time, and they're just the game is so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
I love that game, and now I'm down the rabbit hole of buying costume packs.
Oh no, what have I done?
Bought my first one today.
Yeah.
Those are
They're pretty great.
They're pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And you're looking at them like there was one of Ryu Hayabusa that I didn't even know it was him.
Really?
Wow.
I'm like, what is that? And Seven's like, well, you just have the normal costume on my screen. I was like, dude, I don't know what this is.
What pack did you buy?
How about the first one, round 2, because the first pack is free.
Oh, right.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, see?
Well, yeah, but then
Gateway packs.
the more I'm thinking of it, I mean, like, I really want to support this game, even though it's the wrong way to go about it. But I just love playing this game. We had a match. It was Bayman versus Bayman. I don't think either one of us landed a blow in like the first 30 seconds of the fight because we were countering, getting out of holds, going in, counter, get out of the counter hold. Like, I have never witnessed, I mean, I'm not just saying this because I'm in it, like, I've never witnessed such a technically well-fought match. Like, just everything we get in, get out, get in, get out. Like, like we're like, dude, I don't know. I wish I could save this replay because it was amazing.
Nice.
It was 3 rounds of that.
Jeez. Well, you were saying that's not the right way to support that game, but I think it kind of is. I mean, you paid the $60. I mean, we all spent the $60 on it, and you're going to have enjoyment with that game for, who knows, until DOA 6 comes out. Let's be honest.
I mean, look how long, I mean, we were still playing DOA 4.
Yeah. So to throw them a little bit more cash because you're having fun with the game, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't feel like I feel like the costumes are of such quality that I don't feel like they're gouging prices. I mean, it's not like a palette swap where it's like, now the ninjas are blue. Ooh!
Oh man, look
like,
out.
Yeah,
No,
it's not. It's
all,
like
demoned out and just like
Totally
one,
different
I swear
costumes.
to God, he looked like he was Storm Shadow. Like
Yeah.
it's just an awesome white costume with that ninja bezel on his head.
Yeah.
It just
and it's cool stuff. I mean, you can tell they spent the time on the costumes, and I'm sure that there's an argument to be made that in the old days these costumes have been in the game, but we're past that now. And
well, not so much that it's the sheer size of the packs. I mean, that one costume pack was 78 megs.
yeah,
Wow.
Like it's not like it's 108K download for a
exactly.
pop that costs you $5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a gorgeous and beautiful game to play, and it's just we're just having an absolute riot.
Yeah. I can't recommend it enough.
I really can't. I
Yay,
wish
2012.
would love to get more people playing that game.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I kind of fell into a Dexter hole a little bit. It's got nothing to do with video games.
But that show is really good. What season are you on?
Poop Socked season 5.
Yeah, that one was okay.
It sucked me right back into. Now I'm like halfway through season 6 now.
6 was pretty good. I haven't watched season 7 yet.
6 is a spoiler alert. The ice truck killer like kind of takes Harry's place as it is subconscious, and I was like, oh, dude, it's on now.
Yep. Imagine Curtis and I were watching that show every week as it was going on, and some of that stuff we were just like, I can't wait another week. Oh my god.
I really thought they wouldn't be able to suck me back in because I wanted to stop at 4 because 4 was just I cannot see that show getting any better beyond that point.
Just wait until the last couple shots of season 6.
Oh, dude.
Yep. I had to wait until season 7 was completely aired before I could even start that because I can't piecemeal that show anymore. I have to sit down like one weekend and just watch all of it.
And I think that's the best way to do it because they end on such crazy notes. And
yeah, they do.
Like even though Heath Ledger was in season 4, season 5. I'm sorry, that's an inside joke for a few of us because I think Julia Stiles looks like Heath Ledger.
Maybe.
I'm sorry, she does. It's
so 10 Things I Hate About You was a mirror match.
Oh yeah, it was a mirror match. It was like watching him make out with himself.
Horrifying.
But anyway, so I was watching that and like I kind of liked the motivational speaker guy getting all these guys to do all the stuff, all the crazy.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
The ending was good, and then I really thought they were gonna stick her and like give Dexter that companion, but I'm glad she's like, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah, I'm out.
I don't want to do this anymore.
See you later. God, that show is so good. I just can't. Like, I'm really excited to see how they wrap it up because if I remember correctly, season 8 is going to be the last season, and then they're talking about maybe doing a movie to wrap the whole thing up. But God, between that and like Arrested Development coming back and like Netflix is now they just aired that House of Cards, which I'm super excited to start watching.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, have you seen that?
No.
Oh man, they have that I don't know if you watched the trailer or not, but it's oh God, what is his name?
Kevin Spacey, I think.
Yes. Yeah, he's like the majority house whip in the government and it like political intrigue and I'm like, yeah, that sounds awesome.
I can't wait to watch it.
And what's great about Netflix is they'll shoot an entire show and edit the whole thing at once and just put up all 13 episodes at once. And just say, here you go. Good luck. Like, that's what's happening with Arrested Development Season 4. They're putting up all 13 episodes at once and they're saying, good luck, enjoy.
That's hot.
No, I can't wait to start watching that again. Because I've been seeing the GIFs again, just of, Michael Cera and the Star Wars swinging.
Well, they've been
Tobias sobbing.
Oh, they've been releasing a couple shots from the new season, and it looks so good.
Oh, the Increasingly Poor Decisions of Todd Margaret season 2 is up on Netflix now too.
Oh, is it? I don't think I ever finished watching that.
You need to because
it's so good.
It's awesome.
David Cross is so awesome.
Yeah, David Cross is just that's what I'm really excited about for in Arrested Development is to see him now that he has even more comedic chops.
Yeah. He just plays that aloof character so well.
Yeah.
Like just doesn't know what's coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to video games.
Yeah, anyway.
I destroyed Lollipop Chainsaw this week.
Yeah.
It's done. 1,000% done. I unlocked everything that didn't even account for achievements. I have every costume, every item, everything in that game. Lollipop Chainsaw is the reason why I love video games. I'm sorry. It's so fun. Like that's the only thing because I finally talked Mackie into picking it up and he sent me a tweet saying, "Well, it's fitting now that it's over, or now that you 100% it. Now that the game comes to me."
Yeah.
But they're just the battle systems snappy and fun and just trying to exploit to get your sparkle bonus to earn more platinum coins. Where like if you kill 7 zombies in one strike, you're gonna get 9 platinum coins. If you get 6. You get 6 coins. If you get 5, you get 4. and I think 4 gets you 2, and then 3 gets you 3 or 2 coin. Whatever, 1 coin.
Something like that.
However it was, it just is crazy breakdown. But when it pans out to like this galaxy, and she's like in mid cartwheel swing, and just everything just big sparkle bonus, and Nick's yaying, yeah. It's such gratification for doing something awesome.
So for those that are listening to the audio version of the show and haven't watched the pre-show live stream, do you think this game would have made your top 10 of last year?
It would have been in the top 3.
Really?
Wow.
Absolutely, because it's one of those games, and like I said, it's the reason why I love games.
Yeah.
It's fun. There's nothing taking the whole game is tongue in cheek.
Mm-hmm.
Like the part where it gives you that placard, like when the first boss, when you get to the first punk rock zombie Zed, and he pulls up his little placard like a comic book thing, and then like as you're reading it, you get to the same point where Julie does. He kills small animals and rips it off the screen. She's like, well, let's just make Guyliner here the dumbest dude in the world. It's just fun. It's just snappy, and I've like replayed level 3. Level 3 is my favorite by far because not only does it give you a massive amount of zombies to kill, because you're running around in a combine with Dead or Alive, Spin Me Right Round playing. But it just, man, it's fun. The score attacks were crazy. If you're going to score attack mode, as a pro tip here, you have to drop kick the chickens because they are a pain to kill. Because at the stores, there's this little like balloon of a chicken, a little computer that you do your shopping on. But in it, it's a guy in a chicken suit, like slumped over with a little crown on his head. He's a nightmare to fight one-on-one.
Oh.
If you drop kick him, make him groggy, and take your just single swipe with the Y button, it knocks his head off, like, and one-shots him. If you don't do that, like, he will chip away at your health so bad. He is hard to hit.
Yeah.
But it's fun. The costumes are crazy.
I would sort of hope.
Yeah, like a lot of them. Like there's one where it's like she's in like this strawberry shortcake type outfit,
like a big like poofy frilly.
It's gigantic.
Oh jeez.
Nice.
It's just fun. Like everything about that game is fun, and she's a fun character to play. And Nick is just the perfect antithesis to have as a separate dialogue in the game.
Yeah.
Nice.
And man, there isn't a character in video games that deserves what happens to them more than the main villain in that game. Just doesn't happen.
Oh man.
The reason why level 3 is my favorite, because that's the one where you get the really crazy breakdancing zombie that you control.
Oh yeah.
It's a ride. It was worth playing over and over and over and over again. I'm kind of sad that I'm done. Like I really am, because I would look forward to coming home and just playing that game because it's just beautiful to look at. It's so colorful.
Yeah.
Nice.
So colorful, but it's done. So it's the last week. I'm probably going to talk about it until one of you guys plays it and gush about it some more. But yeah, that's what I got this week. How about you, Brian?
Well, I only got a couple games this week because I got sucked into one. But I'll start with the couple that I sort of played. So I did a couple more challenges in Castlevania Lords of Shadow. I'm still I was like 3 seconds off of finishing that Ice Titan challenge, where you gotta take him down in a minute 30. I was
that one's
so
tough.
mad.
That one and the very last one, that like Bone Dragon one, are tough.
I had more trouble with the one, the other Colossus one.
The very first one?
No, the second one. The one that's like all broken up and is throwing
Oh,
ash.
the really tall one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had trouble with that one that I did with the Bone Dragon.
Yeah, I don't remember. That one's really easy to break, but I don't remember how I did it.
Yeah. Well, the big thing is you got to take one of those what are the dark crystals or demon crystals?
Yeah.
Yeah. That animation's so great.
I love it. I love it whenever somebody reaches up and grabs something and just
goes.
Yeah, like that Persona 4 where they do that with their card. I just love it.
But so I played maybe an hour of that. I got through the challenge. I tried to do the Ice Titan challenge, and since I was just like that 3 seconds off, it saved my game, and it overwrote the fact that I had the crystal still.
Yeah.
So I fetch another one, and I'm like, I don't want to. I'm not going to do that.
I'm okay for now.
I'm going to wait a week. I played a little Borderlands 2 this morning. Just hopped in and played a little bit. I dropped back down to the normal level rather than True Vault Hunter for now. I'm going to finish up the DLC on normal and then plow through True Vault Hunter mode, just because I wasn't having fun on True Vault Hunter mode yet. Mm-hmm. It was frustrating.
Which DLC were you playing?
I'm at the very end of Scarlet, the Scarlet's DLC, and I just got to Herbert. I just collected all of his tapes, and I just destroyed the last compass piece.
Yeah.
So I have to fetch all the. I saved and exited when I have to go fetch the compass pieces.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, so I'm getting there. I literally played for maybe 2 hours today. So
yeah.
But the game that took up almost my entire week was I hopped back into Kingdoms of Amalur: Reckoning. After going through a bit of a refresher on YouTube, I kind of went through some gameplay videos and just skipped to the parts where it looked like there was dialogue and cutscene, so that I could catch back up on the main quest storyline because I had no idea what I was doing and what I was doing, and had I been 10 hours in, I would have restarted, but I was like 25, so I didn't want to lose all of that. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to sit down one night, I'm going to skip through a bunch of videos on YouTube. Okay, I understand who the bad guy is, I understand why they're the bad guy, and why I want to kill him.
Yeah.
That game is just so much fun, and that's like the highest praise I can give it. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that with a lot of action RPGs lately. Like Skyrim was entertaining. I don't know if I would particularly call the combat fun.
Yeah.
It was a means to an end in Skyrim, and that's kind of the Elder Scrolls games in general.
Yeah.
The it's there. It's not fantastic, but it's still it's not going to kill the game for you.
Yeah, that's usually not why you're coming to the game.
The KOA's combat, it plays like a Zelda game, but it plays like a really snappy, tight Zelda game. And it just, every time I get in there, I'm like, I know exactly what I'm doing with these controls. I know exactly how to block. I know, I didn't need another tutorial just to get the controls back.
Nice.
And it's just, like, all the weapon choices you have are awesome. Like, I go with Fey Blades and Chakrams. When Chakrams, basically, they behave sort of like, they're just bladed discs, effectively. They behave sort of like the Blades of Chaos from God of War. They only go kind of horizontal. I don't think they really do vertical attacks. There's not a lot of, like, combo maintenance, which is, it's a very simple system, but at the same time there's a lot you can do by combining weapons and the different magic abilities you get, and just so much fun.
I recently picked that up on Amazon because they dropped it to $30, and I'm kind of excited once I think February and March are over, maybe carving out some time for that game. Is there any DLC for that, like extra somethings?
There's 2 pieces. There's I think the Legend of Dead Kel and the Teeth of Naros. So I don't know how much they cost, but I do know
Fantasy Nonsense Pack number 1 and Fantasy Nonsense Pack number 2.
That's the real issue I take with the game is they have a lot of, like, there was no need to do a lot of the secondary language that they've done to, like, it's the Dark Elfar, it's not Dark Elves.
Yeah.
Kind of like, all right, guys, let's take ourselves a little less seriously. But I mean, I'm still having a blast with it.
Yeah.
The thing that's killing me though is I actually bought the game again on PC because it was like $2 on Amazon a while back.
Can't not buy it.
Yeah, it came with the DLC, so I'm sitting there thinking, well, and this was before 38 Studios closed. I'm like, well, this is gonna, when the MMO comes out, this game's gonna pick up pretty heavy.
Yeah.
People are really into this. So there's totally gonna be a mod tool eventually where I can move my save from 60 to PC. This won't be a problem.
Yeah. Whoops.
Not yet. Unless somebody knows of something, I haven't been able to figure it out. So I might have to buy the DLC twice, which is just shameful.
Yeah.
If it's
even the worst part is we don't know who that money goes to anymore.
Yeah.
So, the state of Rhode Island, maybe.
Who knows?
Your tax dollars at work.
Yeah, that was,
That's just such a shame because I've yet to hear anything really bad about that game. Like,
Yeah, I don't.
ever.
so many
Like,
things.
everyone I've heard has played it has enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, the thing that kills me is there's stuff that I'm doing in Kingdoms of Amalur, like especially with the interface and the way it handles inventory. Like the inventory system and the menus aren't fantastic, but there's one thing they do really right, in my opinion. They have a dedicated button when you pick up an item or select an item from a box or a body. You hit Y, and if it's an item you don't want, it goes into your junk pile.
Nice.
So when you go to a merchant, you don't have to sit there and go, oh, wait, hold on, I need to sort my inventory, I need to tag it, and then I can sell
Yeah.
it once. I really wish Borderlands would give you the option to pick up a weapon as junk
Yeah.
immediately. Mark it
Yeah,
as
just like hold the Y button and mark it as junk.
yes.
Well, if you play in 360 with me, they're all junk.
Zing.
There's a lot of I have a bunch of guns from my start out on True Vault Hunter mode. I'm not going to get anything better on normal mode right now.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of junking everything. It's a little more cumbersome than I would like it to be, but
Yeah.
just the way they did the interface, the way they handled the quests, and just everything about that game really clicks with me. And it's just really depressing that we're never going to see another one.
Yeah. Darth Seabass in chat says it sucks that so many people say how good KOA is, yet nobody bought it and put the company out of business.
I bought it day one.
Well, and
That's
that wasn't entirely the problem. Bad money management sounds like it's the problem, and an MMO that wasn't coming together after 4 years sounds like it was really the problem. KOA sold actually very well.
Yeah. The thing that killed it was the MMO. They sunk all of their money into it, and they had millions and millions of dollars in loans that they were never going to be able to pay back.
Yeah.
They're never going to turn a profit off of that game.
And as the company was sort of sinking, there were a lot of people that were working on the MMO coming out and saying, like, yeah, it finally came together. Like, in the last 6 months, it was really starting to come together, and it was really starting to be a game that was fun, because the reason they said it was taking so long was it wasn't fun. Like, it just wasn't a good game to play. You know, I'm sure, like, a lot of games, when you're working on them, you know, you keep making it and you keep iterating, and it's just like, man, this just isn't fun yet. And after a while, it clicks. But for an MMO, it really needs to click, especially if you're going to compete in that same marketplace as WoW. It needs to be a great game.
Yeah, and the thing that kills me is if they had just done single player KOA games, you would have had a really hot new franchise on your hands. Yeah. Had they not tried to do an MMO, I think they could have really seen some high level success.
Yeah,
and it saddens me that they won't.
Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully somebody can pick up that license and keep running with it, but
let's hope so.
You know, hopefully it hits the right price at some point.
Yeah. But yeah, that's literally all I played this week. How about you, Boston?
I don't have much more. I've been working like crazy these last 2 weeks. So I kept every once in a while when I got home, you know, after working a 12 to 14-hour day, really the only thing that my brain was gonna work for was The Sims 3.
Nice.
And I'm continuing my tale of the family where one person is a cop, and then the wife is a cop, and then the husband is a thief. And there is a lot of internal strife happening in this marriage. Things are going poorly, as one might expect, especially when the wife has arrested the husband. Usually that doesn't bode well for that marriage.
Well, are you sure she was arresting him, or was it something else going on there?
No, he spent a good couple days in the slammer, so you know it's. Does
she think he's having an affair yet?
I don't know. And there are quite a few ladies in town that are trying to ask him out on a couple of dates, and
man,
you know there's a lot of strife happening, but
well, he's already morally weak.
That's true. Well, I did mark him. I did the biggest problem in their relationship, truthfully, and it's something that I made a mistake on, was I marked her as, you know how I don't know if you guys have played The Sims 3, but when you start the game up, you can pick 5 traits, and
Okay.
and basically those traits are both strengths and weaknesses. So for her traits, one of her traits I picked is good. So she's morally and overall a good person, and then for him I picked evil. So
It's just
he, arbitrarily.
arbitrarily just good.
Yeah, like and just it's like neutral law. I don't know. Like she's just
there you
her
go.
character rolls good. But his character's evil, and it's evil to the point where when I picked his other statistics, his other traits, he is so evil that at every point in any day, if he catches her with her back turned, he will play a prank on her, and no matter what he does, like, it will be one step forward, two steps back, because he'll talk to her and he'll like flirt a little bit, like, hey baby, and then she will turn around and he will scare the living crap out of her, and all of that work that he did totally just bleeds off because now she hates him again.
Awesome.
And like he's bad to the point where, like, if you click on the shower, usually the option is like, well, improve it, repair it, clean it, and then the one is take a maniacal shower. Like it's
What's
it's,
a maniacal
you
shower?
can do?
it's funny because he's so evil that every option he has an evil option of doing that. Like for the wife, if she hops on the computer, she can like go surf the internet, and his option is go troll forums. And like that's how evil he is. Like at every opportunity, like hers will be like cook lunch, his will be like make evil lunch. Like it's stupid, but it's just sort of like, man, that's kind of great. Like watch TV maniacally, and it's like, yeah, all right, I could do a little bit of that.
Does he at least do the hands like,
Hey,
What,
well,
just
like,
sitting there like Mr. Burns the entire time, just
Well-
not having any fun?
what's great is sometimes if you let him just wander around the house without like giving him anything to do, he'll sit there like muttering darkly and maniacally to himself, like, and it's just like, man, this game is dumb, and it's one of the best games ever made because it's stupid. So, stay tuned for the further tales of this, star-crossed couple.
Nice.
One of them's gonna die at some point, I think. But the only other game I've been playing is I started Ni no Kuni: Wrath of the White Witch.
Nice.
And I called it something on Pup, and I think this is the most apt. It is JRPG the video game. I mean, if you want a prototypical, if you want nearly a stereotypical kid-focused JRPG, Ni no Kuni is the one for you. I think what really saves it and what really helps it is it is beautiful. It is one of the prettiest games this generation, easily. When you combine Level 5, who makes amazing games, and then Studio Ghibli, who makes just amazing characters and environments,
Yeah.
smushing the two of them together and using the power of the PS3 to really make a colorful game. There's been a lot of games on PS3 that have been just had that popping color, and that really helps this game a lot. And then taking the composer that does the Studio Ghibli film music and combining him with the Tokyo Philharmonic Orchestra is just amazing.
Nice.
It's a game that my girlfriend has requested that I don't play unless she's there to watch.
Wow.
Let's put it like that. It is, and honestly, it's a blast to play. I've only played about 6 hours, but the story's kind of dumb. Like one of the very first cutscenes is the main villain, who I'm assuming is the White Witch. She's looking in a crystal ball and looking at the main character Oliver as he's walking around Motorville, and she goes, "So this is the child fated to save the world," and I'm just like, okay, like it's very much focused towards kids.
At least he wasn't an orphan waking up in a bed like every other JRPG ever.
No, it's a little bit rougher.
Oh, really?
He has something really nasty happen to him at the beginning of the game, and it's a super bummer.
Oh, wow.
But everything is handled sort of kid focused. You know, not in the bad way where it's like you're playing a Barney game, but it's everything is a little bit simple. You know, the tutorials are maybe a little bit more focused on kids, and the whole world is very G rated. But it's kind of fun to play a game like that where it's not, you know, a post-apocalyptic wasteland where humans are fighting to survive. You know, it's just sort of like, yeah, the world's okay and people are really bummed out, so maybe we should just go help them. You know, like that's the worst about it. So
we need the world to be as happy as it looks.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the plot of Ni no Kuni. Yeah. And it's just a really solid game, and it's a really solid RPG. If you don't like JRPGs, this isn't going to be the game where it's like, oh yeah, now I get JRPGs. It's just going to be like, yeah, more, hey, side quests, yay, let's go hunt down monsters, you know, that sort of thing. But it's just really well made, and it's really solid, and it's just a really solid, really good JRPG, and it's fun. I'm having a good time with it 7 hours in, and
Nice.
I think that really says something about it, that it's just a good game. You know, it's one of those games where it doesn't blow the doors off of the genre, and it's not, you know, it's not like Final Fantasy 13 where we're like, this is the worst the genre has to offer across the entire genre. It's just a game that's really well made, and it's really pretty and sounds amazing, and the voice acting is really solid, especially for Mr. Drippy, this fairy guy that's around with you that has a Welsh accent, and it's just incredible. But everything's just really good. Everything's just really well made, and it's fun. Yeah, I at some point that's okay. You know,
Nice.
just it's a good game. It's a good video game. You know, I don't think there's much more to say about it.
All right.
And I'm weak, and I installed Diablo 3 again. But I'm
Oh,
trying
no.
to
Oh,
I'm trying to stop myself from playing.
I
that.
need to finish that at some point.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, it's a game.
Yeah,
That's a
it
thing that
is.
happened. But that's all I've been playing. So let's take a break.
All right. Gotta kick my dog out of my room, and I'll be right back.
I'm gonna go kick the
Oh,
dog. Darcy Bass says, "LOL, Diablo crack." It really is. Like, hopping back into the game, it's just really easy to go back and be like, "Oh yeah, I know how to play this. I'll just, oh, it's been 3 hours? Okay."
Yeah, I don't know. It's just been so long. I don't know. I probably forgot to tell you how to play that.
I don't
Who
know.
said that? I know that wasn't my left bicep. Abdominals.
I think you can hop back into that game and be like, "Oh, you click things to kill them? Okay,
Yep.
I'm good."
Yeah, I think so.
Thanks for everybody for joining us in the chat. It's always nice to have people chatting with us during the show.
It's so funny.
So
It's-
stupid. It's amazing. Oh, it's amazing.
There's a few things in this world make me happy as this. I don't know what it is.
Oh.
I love like the paper mache head starts yelling too.
Yeah.
Make music with almost parts using your keyboard device.
That's so funny.
Man.
One of my new favorite ones I've ever seen. Well, it's as happy as Manute Bull stuffing shots, where he's in the supermarket and a kid goes to throw a box of cereal, and he goes, boom, and knocks it down as it's like flying through the air.
Oh yeah.
Not in my house. Just him running around like throwing the coins into the thing, and the guy's just like, oh, what? Oh, muscle. Flame sex.
Good stuff.
God, I love Terry Crews. Yeah, but man, dude, some of the I am so evenly matched with Seven Hender. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I wish I had more time this past week. I'm not gonna have any time for the next 2 weeks because of work either. But
That's no big deal, man.
I wish I could. I wish we could get some trips going on in there. Some three peeps.
Well, Latro comes in every once in a while.
Yeah.
I feel bad because he's just a beating bag for us.
Yeah.
Seven is really good. He isn't as good as remember Icy X was picking us apart in 4.
Yeah. That dude was good.
Yeah. Real good. And I think the lag had a lot to do with him being that well.
Yeah, probably. But if not, then hey, props to you,
Yeah.
ICX, if you're watching.
But I haven't gamed with him in ages. I'm still talking shit.
Yeah.
Flame sax. What? Back solo. Back. Oh.
God. I'm like ready for a nap again. It's only like 2:30.
Yeah, I took a nap this morning. Yeah, Megan stayed over last night, and then just kind of curled up on that big ass chair that I have.
Oh yeah.
Next thing I know, it was like noon.
Good times.
All right.
And I'm back.
All right.
Sort of, yeah. She soaks her hair in chloroform. It just knocks me out.
It's a good tactic.
Yeah. All right, I'm ready to go whenever you guys are.
Oh yeah.
1 second, gotta respond to a quick text here.
No.
Oh yeah, I should probably do that too. As I'm too busy watching Terry Crews. Yes, I like putting question marks in the middle of words.
Don't we all?
Fucking text. Yeah, so I have managed to be late for every time I've met her. It's just ridiculous. Even late to my own house.
That's pretty impressive.
Like yesterday, I'm like, all right, she texts me, she's like, all right, I'm leaving. I was like, all right, cool. So I figured I ordered the pizza. I'm feeling a bit ripe, so I'm like, all right, so order the pizza, go and take a shower. And then I go outside and I'm like, oh man, I need to shovel the driveway again. So there 3 inches fell. So I'm like, all right. So I shovel the driveway like super fast. And I go and get the pizza, I come back, she's sitting there waiting for me, she's like, dude, what the I was like, I forgot my phone. I'm sorry.
I tried, I'm sorry. I had to get us pizza.
Look, you're not gonna slip on the driveway. I cleaned it.
Yeah. I did this for you.
All right.
Or the one time, she was at the restaurant early, and I was 3 minutes late. She's like, I'm always sitting here waiting for you. I'm like,
This is
I'm
who I
3
am,
minutes
baby.
late. Fuck off.
I can't change myself.
I hate being late to things, too.
Yeah.
How many times, I'm usually early, obscenely early to things. How many times was I down in Canton, an hour, maybe 2 hours before?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there waiting on you to get home from work. I'm like,
Yeah. Alrighty.
Alright, give me a second here. I think it's time to change cups. That one's getting kind of gross. Yo, the one thing I hate about the beard is blowing your nose.
Yeah. Isn't that the worst?
Like, because it feels like it's like here and connects like all in this, and
Yeah.
you're like,
And then you look and everything's fine.
you like what you could feel like it just feels like it's just matted down with snot.
Yeah.
And you're like,
And you're like, God, I must look like a mess. And you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, I look normal. What the hell?
what's up, Donnie?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Recording the episode.
We are live streaming, Donnie.
I'll let you. I was going to join the little Super Bowl party. No biggie.
Well, yeah, we're live streaming, so this is going on the show. So
I love you.
you gonna say, you gonna say hi to everybody?
I'll call you later.
What?
That's all. I'll call you later.
What?
You're killing me. I'm just a winner.
All right, bye, Donnie.
Like,
Keep it purple, cowboy.
Oh,
All right,
God.
let's do this next segment.
Favorite person like ever.
Yep.
all right, let's rock it.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
All right, ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases, downloadable games this week. Skulls of the Shogun for XBLA is 1,200 points. I thought that came out a while ago.
It was supposed to come out like 9 months ago, and I think Microsoft is doing the publishing. And it came out for XBLA, Windows Phone 8, and Windows 8. So I think they were waiting for
Yeah.
everything to be out so they could... But it is cross-play between all devices, so that's great.
Nice.
It's supposed to be good. I haven't played it yet.
Bayonetta on the PS3 is $20.
So, for those that haven't played Bayonetta, if you have a 360, get it for that. They patched the loading times a while ago, so it doesn't take a couple minutes to load between levels anymore, but
Cool.
the frame rate is less good than the 360's version. So,
Yeah.
if that's all you got, pick up Bayonetta for $20. It's great. If you
It
have a
is good.
360, pick it up on there. It's a little less framey.
Even better. Zone of the Enders HD collection for the PS3 is $35.
It's a great price.
It's an awesome
Yep.
price for
Great
a
games.
Great game.
A 2-hour intro.
Yes. yeah.
2-hour animated intro.
Oh no, went to sleep. All right, there we go. PS2 classics, GTA Vice City for $10. If
Great.
you'd never played this game, you could probably find it cheaper, but
It's a
then
great
the way
price
to play it.
for a great game. What I hope is still a great game.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
kind of nervous to get back to it.
I don't think I will.
Yeah, I don't think I will either, but I'd like to keep that in my memory
Yeah.
where it is.
That game
because
was
it's-
amazing.
I would hate to ruin it at this
Yeah.
That's how
point.
I feel about Bully.
yeah.
PlayStation Plus members get Ninja Gaiden Sigma for the PlayStation Vita for free.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I'm excited to play that.
Because that is an awesome game.
Yeah.
Gatling Gears for PlayStation Network is $250.
God, that game is so good, and nobody played it. And for $2.50, it's on. Even if you're not PlayStation Plus member, I think it's only $5 now. And man, that game is good, and it has co-op.
That's such a cool name, Gatling Gears.
That was a really great game.
I'll have to check it out.
I think it supports couch co-op too.
Sweet.
By the way, Skulls of the Shogun calls its multiplayer or its single player mode Skulls on the Couch.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
U.S. release for the week of February 4th, 2013. Dead Space 3 for the PlayStation 3, 360, and PC.
Oh yeah.
Did you see the ridiculous achievement in this one this time?
No.
On hardcore mode, you get one save. Not a save, one chance to play through the entire game in one shot.
You get one life.
And I hear the game is really long.
Really?
Wow.
I heard, I heard it's 25 to 30 hours
Yikes.
Wow.
in
People
one
pausing their
shot.
Xboxes overnight.
Yeah.
There
Doing
better
it old
be a cheat.
school.
Better be a cheat.
Yeah, I am so excited to scare the crap out of myself with that game.
No,
I am
I'd rather
I mean,
not.
I really hope this breaks the trend of the third games just being kind of meh.
Yeah.
But I played the demo. I am full on ready to go.
Yep.
I cannot wait.
I didn't even
really-
play the demo. I didn't want to. I just need to experience it. You know.
Well, wait till you get to the part with that stupid drill. because I could see that being like rage quit moments.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. There just isn't enough stasis in the world for that thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fire Emblem Awakening for the thirds.
Yes.
Sly Cooper. Sly Cooper Thieves in Time for PlayStation 3.
I hope that's good. I'd really like that series to be back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how about this one? Fists of the North Star, Ken's Rage 2. I didn't even know that was a thing that was going to
You
happen.
are already
Yeah.
dead.
Either. Yeah.
That's for the 360. UK release for the week of 2013. On February 1st, 2013. Sorry. Hitman HD Trilogy for PlayStation 3 and 360. And Omorta, Cities of Gangsters for PlayStation 3 and 360.
All right, let's move on to news stories here. Sony recently announced that on February 20th they're going to announce the future of PlayStation, which appears to be the worst kept secret of, yo, it's the PS4.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're waiting to see what everyone else is going to do, but we kind of do it.
Man, if they announce the PS4, that's going to be the best feint ever, where they're like, nah, Microsoft can... Oh, PS4! Oh!
Look at that.
We're going to wait, except we're not. It's in stores now.
That's like
Yeah.
getting knocked out on your way to doing a rope-a-dope.
Yeah.
But I was trying to get hit, but
Man, if they only pull a Saturn and just say, like, we announced the future PlayStation 4 and it's in stores now.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, that didn't
You
work the
can't-
first time, Sony.
You
did it.
can't do an Apple with a full console launch. You
No.
gotta give people time to save up.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, there's a lot of specs that are flying around there for the PS4, and it seems like there's a couple that are pretty much agreed upon that it of course has a Blu-ray drive that is a little bit faster than the previous one. I think it's a 2x Blu-ray drive instead of 1x, which is a little bit faster.
it's twice as fast.
Not really. It's fast-ish.
So it's the .25.
Yeah. Well, the hard part is that it's faster on the outer ring than it is on the inner ring, if I remember correctly.
That's
Or
weird.
vice
Makes no
versa.
sense.
I'd say probably in a ring.
Really weird stuff. 8 gigs of RAM seems to be the generally agreed upon amount.
Good.
With
Awesome.
about 2 point something for video RAM, either included or separate. Weird rumors around that.
I hope they don't make the same mistake they made with the PS3 by like hardcore segmenting that.
Yeah, it would be weird, but and then there's a lot of really weird rumors around, like maybe this next version of the controller has a tiny little Vita style touchscreen in it, and maybe there's a new version of the Move, and maybe there's a new PlayStation Eye, which sounds crazy.
Right.
But I don't know. It seems like at this point that it's probably the PS4.
Yeah.
And then everybody's saying that it'll be coming out by the end of the year. So I don't expect, if they announce the PS4, I don't expect a lot out of this announcement. They'll probably show some concept demos, maybe some companies coming out and saying, like, look at this great God of War game we got coming out for PS4. Ho! Look at all these ducks. That sort of thing.
Mad ducats.
Mad ducks. But I think if they're smart, they'll take this time to say, here's the PS4. Here's how it works with. Here's how the network is going to be laid out. Here's how it deals with PlayStation Plus. Here's how it integrates with a Vita. And if you want to see all the games that we're working on, and if you want to get hands-on with the games, wait for E3. It will show it all there. And then it'll be out November, that sort of thing.
And then everyone will complain about backwards compatibility.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Guess
Yeah.
what, guys? It's dead.
Yeah,
Probably,
it's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, probably not going to happen.
I would die if it's PlayStation 2 backwards compatibility and not PS3.
I'm sure it could be.
Probably still
with those
PS1.
specs. With
Yeah.
those specs, you could easily run a PS2 emulator on a PC without any issues.
Yeah.
So they could do full software emulation on that hardware.
Darth Seabass in chat asks, does everyone think Sony will make a console that is easy to develop for, unlike the PS3? No,
No.
because the PS2
They
wasn't easy
never
either.
Yeah, that's not their thing.
No.
No,
They
the
make
PS2
really good hardware, but it's so hard to work with.
Yeah.
That was the funny thing about the PS2 is for years that's all you heard about what a nightmare was to program for. Then all of a sudden it hit this switch where someone developed this really nice middleware, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden the floodgates happened.
Yep. And
Yeah, stuff like God of War happened.
Yeah, and I'm really surprised that UE3 didn't make more of an impact on the PS3 as middleware.
Yeah.
You know, that was what I was surprised about, because UE3 is not a great engine, but it powers pretty much everything. So
Yeah.
I guess that's
It's
what
one
we
of
got.
those good enough and ubiquitous sort of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. All right, next news story. Crytek opens a U.S. studio. You know, the developers of Crysis and Homefront 2 soon. Opens a new U.S. studio staffed by ex-Vigil staff. Headed by ex-Vigil co-founder David Adams and staffed by 38 ex-Vigil employees. So Crytek basically released a press release that said, we wanted to move into the U.S., and Vigil's a really good team, so we bought them.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That was a great way of getting around them buying it at auction.
Yeah,
Well,
and it was a great way of them getting... They really wanted an Austin-based studio.
Yeah.
Vigil's in Austin, and needed a bunch of jobs, so they said, just stay there, and we're just going to change the sign.
Yeah, and like that's how you stand up a studio really quickly. Like you're going to see a game from these guys in under a year.
Yeah, well,
Almost
and
guaranteed.
The great thing, too, is if you have a solid team, and a solid team that really works together, which seems like they did because both Darksiders games were solid,
Yeah.
just keep them together. Just
Yeah.
don't, if you can stop them from splitting up, keep the band still here, just, with a different name,
Yeah.
great.
It's Audio Slave all over again.
Yeah, let's hope not. No word yet on where the Darksiders franchise is. There's been no word about auctions for that, or the brand spanking new game that they were working on called Crawler, that apparently was fantastic, but that's sort of in this weird limbo at the moment.
I would imagine if they hired that team like that, they wouldn't let their babies go. Like they would
Yeah.
fight for those at some point.
And
You'd hope so.
I feel like Crytek would be smart enough to say, you guys worked on it, even if you're not going to make another Darksiders game, at least let's bring it home.
Yeah. I think after this purchase, Crytek's a serious dark horse to become another big, huge, like AAA developer.
Yeah.
In chat, a skewed one asks, glad to see the Vigil got picked up, but do you think that they'll also wind up getting the Darksiders IP, or do you think it's more likely that Platinum gets it? I don't think Platinum's ever going to get it. I loved
No,
that.
not now.
I loved that tweet where they said, hey, actually, we'd like to buy Darksiders, and I was just like, yeah, what's my mind blown? Sure, great.
Yeah.
But I don't think... Let's be honest, I don't think Platinum can afford that franchise. Because I have
Probably
a feeling
not.
that it hasn't gotten auctioned yet, because the asking price is too much, just like Kingdoms of Amalur. When you start doing the business math of it, then a publisher or developer goes, well, didn't sell that well for X tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Sold great, but not great enough.
Yeah, exactly. It's in that weird quagmire of, well, it did okay, but, like Kingdoms of Amalur, they were asking like $38 million for it, and everybody's like, well,
Well, I mean, it's not like when you see a game like Homefront that sold 3 million copies go for $500,000. You're like,
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let me just wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I really hope that Vigil, or whatever this studio is going to be called, I think it's Crytek US.
Yeah.
I really hope that they get the chance to at least get it back, even if they're not going to work on it. If not, finish the quadrilogy? The 4 games? I would love to see them just finish the other 2 games, because if they could make 2 other Darksiders games that were radically different from the other 2, then that would be great. And the other 2 horsemen looked really cool.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yep.
But as a new studio rises, so does another studio fall. Disney closes Junction Point, the Epic Mickey devs. Disney states that the move is part of its ongoing effort to address the fast-evolving gaming platforms and marketplace, which is a nice way of saying Epic Mickey 2 sold 529,000 copies in the U.S. since it came out.
Oh, that came out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the first one did okay. I think it sold almost 3 million copies, which is fine for the start of a franchise. But
yeah.
when you come out in November 2012, right primed for holiday season, and you sell 529,000 copies of a game,
You're done.
Disney's a little bit more cutthroat than that.
Yeah.
I think Disney doesn't understand that Mickey isn't a character. He's an icon. He's the
He's a
recognizable
brand.
face of their company.
Yeah.
Well, no,
And-
I'm sure in Disney's mind, it's Mario. Like, it should
Yeah.
be every bit as
Which
popular
is
as Mario.
adorable.
I think he could. I think he could be, but I think you have to make good games with Mickey in them, and they didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I know Warren Spector worked on them, but the first Epic Mickey was not a good game by really anybody's estimation. It was broken, and then they said, well, we'll fix all the problems, especially the camera for the second one, and they didn't. And
Well, they were lucky. They were lucky they had the chance to make that experiment and had people curious enough to play that game,
Yeah.
i.e., by Warren Spector himself. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only reason why I bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a bummer. Warren Spector will land somewhere and make another great game.
Yeah.
But I feel badly for that team.
Yeah, and that's how I feel about the whole situation. Like, I just don't care about Mickey as a character or
Yeah.
whatever he's supposed to be, but I think that team deserved a better chance. I think
Yeah.
Disney's just a little too cutthroat when it comes to slamming the shutters on studios.
Well, and I mean, if you compare Disney Epic Mickey 2 to Disney Infinity, they don't need Epic Mickey. Because
No,
they have
they really don't.
Skylanders Part 2. Just
Yeah.
Disney Skylanders, and they're going to be rolling in fat stacks of cash here pretty soon, so
Yep.
whatever. Like, they hand a pink slip to Warren Spector and say, thank you, goodbye.
Good luck.
Yeah. We're going to work on this thing now.
Yeah.
So, it's a bummer, but I hope the best for the team.
Yeah.
Next news story here, MIDI is 30 years old.
Oh my gosh!
Oh.
So what's kind of crazy is I had fun reminiscing about the beginnings of MIDI on the PC level, and then remembered that MIDI is still used a lot in like a lot of keyboards. So it's kind of impressive that a standard like this that's had such sort of humble and kind of bad beginnings on the PC is still really heavily used in very high-end production keyboards. But I wanted to talk about what one of our maybe favorite or earliest MIDI memories were, because mine was I downloaded from I think it was Prodigy. I think I had downloaded a MIDI copy of it was only like 15 seconds, the intro of Van Halen's Eruption.
Nice.
And I was just like, this is the future. Oh, it's amazing.
Oh man, my exposure to MIDI was probably getting a copy of the Doom soundtrack,
Yes.
which is just, oh man, that is some awesome music. That's just like, there's a couple of songs I've actually learned to play on guitar, and they are rough.
Have you heard the actual non-MIDI soundtrack to that game?
Yes,
It's really good.
it's it rips, man.
It is
it's just
heavy.
awesome.
It's like it reminds me a lot of the Quake 2 soundtrack, where you just pop it in and it's just it's just like oh.
I'm surprised actually Power Glove has never done anything off of Doom soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
That is actually really, now that I think about it, no, they haven't. That is shocking.
I thought they would do what's that favorite one that Knobs you and I love? E1M8 maybe?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, episode
I
one
can't-
of it, ding, 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 as bow, no, 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 and there's like that, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. It's just- oh man.
But yeah,
It's
that is
so
to me,
good.
that was the definitive MIDI soundtrack. That
Yeah.
like shows what you can do.
Yeah.
You can make heavy metal with this.
Yeah.
You can
You
do
know
it.
what else? What else is kind of funny is that I just saw on, I think, Gizmodo that they're still making, this is the last year they're making mini disc players.
I just saw that the other day where
crap.
they're
There's
stopping mini disc production. And I was just like, the what?
Yeah, it's
You know,
still
it's-
really heavily used by a small sect of the population that just
Yeah.
absolutely love it. Because I always thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, Knobs has some complete in-box mini discs.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
man.
still actually, you know what? I still bring that thing out every once in a while, like just to see how, because I love ejecting and it like it's like and like this thing pops out like
Yeah.
really stiff.
It's like the first PSP where they just
It's
like
like-
slot loaded. Just, ping.
it feels like this little thing that I have. It feels so well. It's all steel.
Yep.
It's like brushed steel, and it feels like a well-built piece of hardware.
Yeah, that mini disc player you had was pretty cool, and the format wasn't bad.
No,
It was
not
just
at all.
it got Sony'd. You know,
Well, yeah,
like
that's the problem.
everything.
I mean, that was a problem. Like if Sony can get out of its way of its own products, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. Whenever
Yeah.
for some reason I associate mini disc, and I don't even know if it was a mini disc, but the scene in the Matrix where they first have Neo in the chair, and
I think that is a mini disc.
What is it? Was it Tank or Dozer? He just loads it in, just like that. To me, that was the future in 1998.
I think that is
yeah,
a mini
those are
disc.
awesome. Just slam that in the tray. Do it.
That's either a mini disc or remember when CDs first came out for PCs
When
and
they
they
had
had
the
that
tiny ones?
carriage?
Yeah.
no, I think it probably was one of those see-through zip discs, like those
Oh, yeah.
giant zip discs.
Yeah, I forgot about that. It's probably either a zip disc or
Those discs.
like the first Apple CD-ROM I ever encountered had the CD in that like plastic tray that you
Yeah.
just like slide into the front, just like chunks in the front of this thing.
well, it
so
looks like in the Gears of War future, it'll still be the same thing.
Yeah, it's just giant mini discs, mega discs. It's awesome.
Mega discs.
Haha.
And because I think the cool thing about that format is that was the first time you actually got song information on the track
Yeah,
displayed
yeah.
to you.
Yeah, it had the
And
song
that
information.
blew my
embedded.
mind. Like there was one ROM that my friend had on his mini disc player where it actually gave you like lyrics as the song was
Yeah.
playing. I was like,
Yeah.
that is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
It's such a cool
Yeah.
technology that it's just. You're right. Sony couldn't get out of the way of their own technology and just let it thrive.
God, they have that problem.
Bummer. All right, let's move on to the next news story. A giant Torchlight 2 mod was released. Normally we wouldn't talk about this because it's a bit minutia, but so it's just
Not
crazy
really.
of the scope that happened. So this mod is called Synergies mod. Let's listen to this giant list of stuff that this team developed. 108 elite monsters, 6 rare dragons, 28 raid dungeons, 11 unique world bosses, 4 sets of legendary armor, 16 new tier 1 legendary weapons, brand new quest lines, a new world hub for Act 5, and a whole new class, the Necromancer. The Necromancer.
God.
That's the way DLC should be done.
No, this is a
That's an
mod
expansion.
I know.
by a community, and it's free. Like, if there's ever a case for opening your game to having mod support, even if it's not that great, look at this monster mod that a bunch of people just made and released for free because they love your game.
Because why not?
Yeah.
And
That's
this is
awesome.
why I will always point to PC gaming as my favorite. Like, I do like gaming on consoles, but man, nothing extends the life of a game like a good mod.
Yeah.
And you can only really do it on PC.
Yeah. Man. So good on those guys. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Also, you guys should hire them.
Yeah.
They obviously love your game.
Let's
Have
do a
them help you-
Counter-Strike, guys.
Yeah,
Yep.
have them help you make Torchlight 3.
Yep.
Give them some money. Next news story here: Warcraft movie has a new director, Duncan Jones. If it's not a name you recognize, he's the gentleman that directed Source Code and one of the best movies of all time, Moon.
Yep.
I still haven't seen Moon, but Source Code I really liked.
You need to see Moon before somebody spoils it for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Moon's fantastic.
Nice.
So what's interesting is this doesn't seem like a natural fit, but Duncan Jones on Twitter said, "So the gauntlet was thrown down ages ago. Can you make a proper movie of a video game? I've always said it's possible. Got to do it now." Winky face. That's great. So he
Nice to
thinks
see
it
him
can be
gung-ho
done.
about it.
So That's the good. That's half the battle.
Yeah.
Well, that and luckily he has free reign of a universe that's infinitely expanded. Like
Yeah.
he can pick whatever he wants out of there.
Yeah, because I feel like people still. This originally started as a World of Warcraft movie, and it has since morphed to a Warcraft movie. So it's just
Good.
existing in that world. Because originally they were saying, it's 1,000 years before World of Warcraft. And people were going, oh, it's a WoW movie? And they're like, well, no, it's not really. So they're just saying it's a Warcraft movie. Yeah. All right, next news story here. We got a couple more. Killer is Dead coming to North America and Europe this summer. I think Xseed is releasing it. This is new Grasshopper manufacturer's Suda51 game, and visually it looks a lot like a spiritual successor to Killer 7. Yeah, I'm sold. I need to play Killer 7, whenever I get a couple minutes of time, which is never. But man, Xseed is knocking it out of the park with this stuff. They're just bringing over a ton of really niche, interesting games. So,
and they are filling the void that Working Designs left when they closed a few years ago, which I just love them for.
With a lot less weird jokes. I love you, Victor Ireland, but sometimes it got a little weird.
Well, it's going to get more games in the same ilk as your Shadows of the Damned and Lollipop Chainsaws.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah, more Suda51 stuff.
I mean, Suda51, like, dude, there's an achievement in Lollipop Chainsaws for drop kicking 51 dudes.
Great. Perfect. How can you go wrong with that?
You can't.
All right, next news story. TVG PSA Skyrim PS3 DLC finally dated. Dragonborn on February 1st, Hearthfire on February 19th, and Dawnguard on February 26th. So, enjoy, sir. And last news story, let's wrap it up with a bummer.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone, I wrote these show notes out wrong.
Yeah.
XNA is dead. Microsoft has announced that they are planning to retire the game studio tools on April 1st, 2014, and they are not planning on making any future versions of XNA. Which, if you've been following XNA, you knew, because nobody's working on XNA anymore, but it's a bummer that as we're looking down, sort of staring down the barrel of the next Xbox, I think it was the hope that they'd say, yeah, we're making XNA 5 for the next Xbox, which I don't think will ever happen anymore. And their commitment to DirectX is in question now too. They were making some really weird statements about DirectX. But for those that are looking to develop with XNA, because it's a really good tool, and it's a really good tool for not only students but people that want to learn how to program games. It's a very, it's not like a drag and drop sort of RPG maker thing. It's very much, if you don't want to learn Unity, which you probably should. XNA is
the next big thing.
Yeah, Unity is huge.
Yeah.
XNA is really good, and developers should check out Monogame. It's an open source implementation of XNA 4.
Yeah.
Which apparently the Monogame guys, as soon as Microsoft announced this, they're like, "Yeah, we'll support your games. Bring them over here."
Well, the cool thing, I actually used XNA's tools briefly, probably about 2 years ago. I was trying to put together a little RPG with a couple friends, and the tools are really nice, and the language is nice and high level. It's C#.
Yeah.
So you're not dealing with a lot of these lower level languages that you end up dealing with when you're making a game engine.
You're not writing C. Like,
oh god.
Yeah.
I'm just like I can code high level languages. I can do like JavaScript and like Python.
You're not whipping out any COBOL anytime soon.
No, god no. I'm not like manipulating hardware almost directly.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff you're doing when you're programming a game, which is why it's so difficult. Like if you know anything about programming, going from a high language to a low language is just can be an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, I know how to program assembly. That thing is rough.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
But just like taking away these tools is just it's a really huge blow.
Well, and I think to me the more concerning thing is what is the fate of Xbox Live indie games for the next Xbox? Because it sounds like
this was the main tool set. That's what I wanted to release the game for. I mean, it never really took fruition, but this was basically like you almost had to develop with XNA to get it out on Xbox Live Indie Games unless you really knew what you were doing. And in that case, you could probably get it on XBLA if you could find a publisher.
Well, and I mean, it always seemed like the hope was, well, write it for XNA and you can go out Xbox Live Indie Games, XBLA, Windows Phone 8, Windows 8. Like, you can just write your code once and then sort of scatter it to the winds, and it works on everything.
Yeah, and that's actually how Skulls of the Shogun did it. They were, I think they did monogame.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so it's a bummer because, I mean, Xbox Live Indie Games has had problems, but I think most of the problems have been visibility. I heard about this great game that mashes up, something like R-Type and Oregon Trail.
Ooh,
where do I find it? That game does look awesome, by the way, and I don't remember what the name is because you can't find it.
Well, here's the worst part. You can't search Xbox Live Indie Games from the Xbox dashboard. You have to go in. You have to find where the indie games are, and you have to search there, and half the time it still doesn't work. Like, they have done nothing but hamper the people that have done some really great games on Xbox Live Indie Games.
Yeah, that's the worst part, is there have been a ton of really great, or at least really charming games that came out on XBLIG, but it just never really captured Microsoft's interest, which is a shame. So, but that's the bummer.
It's almost like free money for them. I mean,
you'd think so.
It'd be dumb for them not to pursue that. But
especially if they could curate it the same way that Apple and Google has for the Android marketplace. That most of these games are $1. So you play a game for an hour or two and it's only 80 points. All right, I'm good. That was fun. Great. And it's a shame. I don't know. They had a good community.
The thing that kills me is you have something like Steam Greenlight. You have a blueprint for how to take some indie developers from your indie game service to your main service, to Xbox Live Arcade, or even a disc release, depending on the game. And they never did anything with it. And that's just... They're missing an entire part of the equation of having a successful console again.
Speaking of Steam, if anybody's really interested about the future of Steam and the future of Valve, you need to go online and find Gabe's recent talk to a business class at some college. And basically he said the future of Steam is we don't curate it anymore. We turn Steam into a network architecture, and we let everybody figure out what's going to go on Steam.
Yeah.
They used the example of Team Fortress 2, and they said our community can make better stuff than we can. So why are we stopping them by being the bottleneck? They said the only bottleneck in Steam is Valve. So they said, why don't we just get out of the way? And they said somebody made $500,000 last year selling hats on Team Fortress 2 because they were good. Why should anyone stop that guy?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the amazing thing with the Steam Project Greenlight is it's a community-driven sales model, and that it's your overhead is just providing the portal for the goods to be sold. You provide the infrastructure,
and that's it. I mean, everything else is you're making a little bit on top of everything, but it's death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, and that's what Valve said when they started Greenlight. They said we have thousands of games per year that want to come out on Steam, but how can we, as a team of just a couple people, vet all of these games and make sure the best ones come out on our platform? Why don't you guys do that? You guys, half of these games are available already. You can go download them, go play them, and if you guys want them to come out on Steam, your platform of choice, your convenience platform of choice, why should we stop you? We'll just help the developers to get them on Steam. And you guys can buy them.
Yeah, so I have to see that. I have to watch that video.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and it's. I like that Gabe is like the opposite of any sort of CEO, where he's just saying, "Look, we're the problem. We're not going to lock this down. Let's get out of the way." And most companies would be like, "No, we need to control. That's our thing, Steam." But he's just like, "No, we can't do anything faster than you guys, so you guys do it. Have fun. Here's our platform."
Yep.
Great. Good on him. But that's all our news stories, so let's take a break.
Oh, good. I got to pee.
Okay.
All right. Have fun.
If you guys in chat have anything, any questions for the show,
Neat.
go ahead and pop them in chat here. We only have one email, so if you guys got anything, let us know.
Cool.
I can't get to the door. Fuck.
Welcome to the live stream, everyone.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I just looked up Bayonetta because I've never played it. I haven't had a chance to. It is $10 at GameStop. Yeah, I know.
It's so good.
I know. I'm gonna probably play that before I play Metal Gear Rising, just to get a flavor for their style.
If I remember,
I think I'm gonna pick that up.
yeah, the 360 version is really great, especially after you install it. And I think my only recommendation would be don't play it on easy and don't play it on hard. Play it on like the recommended normal level, and really try to take advantage of the dodging stuff. Because basically the crux of the game is, if you dodge at the right moment as the enemy is attacking you, you slow down time in the game.
Okay.
And basically you move fast, but all the enemies move slower.
Oh, so it's like a dodge-based bullet time almost.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sweet.
And it's fun. And the game is so dumb. Like, at some point you suplex a dragon. Like,
Sweet.
It's just so stupid.
Still not as awesome as suplexing a train, but it's getting close.
Well, I don't want to spoil the end of Bayonetta for you, but it gets pretty ridiculous.
Nice.
A skewed one says, "How can I make myself stop playing Black Ops 2?" Hey man, I don't know.
Just put the controller down, walk away.
Put the controller down, bro.
Yeah. It's harder than it sounds.
Yeah. I mean, that's as much as I don't like the Call of Duty series, because those aren't the type of games that click with me, I can't help but respect how they have formatted the online experience of really giving you enough carrots and sticks to keep playing possibly forever if you really want to. You're leveling up this thing, you're leveling up that thing, you're prestiging, there's always something to aim for other than your kill-death ratio, which I think is great. I mean, if it was a game that clicked with me, yeah, I'd probably play the hell out of that game, but...
Yeah, I can see that.
I just don't like war shooters.
Yeah, I have a lot of politics when it comes to war and all that stuff that I don't want to get into, but I don't agree with the... I agree that our soldiers are very important and that they do a wonderful thing, but I think the level of glorification in media has gotten a little over the top and a little over the hand. I have a bunch of friends that are in the military that actually kind of agree with me. So,
and what's really unfortunate about it is they're really well-made games.
Yeah, they really are.
Which makes it tough.
To have the success that they've had, there's something there.
Yeah,
and I would love to see them apply it to a different template, so to speak.
That's why
that's how I feel about Zelda too. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's why I always get really upset when people say, the Call of Duty series or the Call of Duty games are bad games. Call of Duty games aren't bad games. They just don't click with a lot of people. They're really well made. You don't sell a lot of copies of a game if it's a bad game. Other than Madden, because that's a habit at this point. But like
that's a whole other conversation.
It's the same thing with the Halo games. They certainly don't click with me, but they're really well-made games.
Yeah, I'll still pop into them every once in a while, just because they're really well done. Yeah, and I'm not going to take that away from Bungie or 343. That they do a great job on those games. I just don't care.
Yeah, they just don't click with me. They don't resonate with me at all. Well,
I think that's where our argument gets misconstrued. Is we're not saying it's bad. I just don't like it.
Yeah, it's not our flavor.
But I think those games are so big, and I think they're followed by so many gamers, by so many people that aren't your traditional core gamers, where you can have that disagreement where it's like, I really like Alpha Protocol. With it's not a great game, but I really like that blemished, faulted game.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people joke, but I think a lot of people genuinely do say, well, you guys like Alpha Protocol. I mean, how can you talk shit about Halo 4? And it's like, well, because it's a good game that I don't enjoy, and I think all they hear is, I don't enjoy it, so that's a bad game. And it's like, this isn't a transitive property here. It's yes, it's a good game. No, I don't like it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
not
we
liking
just
it
don't
doesn't
like
make
it.
it
We
bad.
love that game.
Yeah.
Like irrationally, it's one of the best moments in gaming for me was just absolutely falling in love with that broken piece of shit of a game.
I just love it. I want to play it again.
It's just
Yeah.
something that I just never expected to have. I think number one is like I knew it was awful going into it.
Yeah,
but I just
like it had
didn't
problems.
I didn't expect the amount of fun and utter absurdness
When
that happens.
you
in that
write
game.
an email to somebody that you're saying you hope they get sexually assaulted by a polar bear, that's my type of game.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like
That was my favorite part.
And that was
Darth Seabass in chat actually brings up a good point. As much as I hate to say it, they sell Xboxes and PS3s. Yeah,
They
they
do.
do.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
just like GTA and just like Madden do. They sell
Yep.
consoles, so yeah,
You have
and
to have
that's-
those games in the ecosystem.
yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing is like everyone goes like, well, what's the shooter you like? I mean, I like my shooters bananas.
Yeah, I like the
just
fantastical shooters.
the craziest. That's why I love Unreal so much. Is that weapon selection is just ridiculous.
That's why I like Painkiller. You're fighting a boss that's 80 stories tall, and you're shooting a stake gun at him.
a stake. You're essentially shooting telephone poles at
Yeah,
them.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
But unfortunately, Painkiller will never sell a console.
no,
You know, and I think that's the reality. If you know games and you know the current climate of games, yeah, we're not in the Final Fantasy VII. An RPG selling consoles isn't going to happen anytime soon.
no,
but-
not in the next 5 years.
So I mean, yeah, they sell consoles, and that's great. Like, I will never be the guy that's like, I can't believe GTA 5 is getting people to game. You know, it's like, well, I might not agree with the game after it comes out and after I play it, but at least it got people to play games.
Yep.
People are playing Bejeweled. Great. You're playing games. People are playing Plants vs. Zombies for 30 hours a month for 2 years.
The way I see it, the more people that get that controller and comfortable in their hands is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how it happens. So then that thing that's got 1,000 buttons on it isn't that intimidating anymore.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
That's a huge barrier with a lot of people.
And that's why, like, whenever a lot of people ask for, you know, what games should somebody play? What game should a new gamer play? Pick up Portal.
Yeah.
You know, like that will demystify that controller in a heartbeat, because you're not, nothing is shooting at you for the first half of both of those games. So you can just figure out that controller at your own leisure.
Yeah.
And it teaches you to aim, look, and shoot.
Yep.
Yep.
And then you can translate the skills you learn in that game to any other shooter.
Yeah. All right, you guys ready to do this next segment here?
Yo,
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Skewed One, I'm going to save your question here for the actual segment. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk about the question from the chat.
Oh, hey,
Chat
room.
A Skewed One asks a more serious question, though, because for those that aren't watching the live stream, we just talked a bunch about first-person shooters. Besides XCOM and Final Fantasy Tactics, what are good turn-based strategy games that I can find? Only have 360, PS2, and PS1, and a relatively cruddy computer. I've heard that Skulls the Shogun is really good for strategy games. Great things about XBLA games is they all have to have a demo. So
Yep.
download that demo and give it a shot. You don't have a 3DS, so I can't recommend Awakening, Fire Emblem Awakening. But PS2 has a metric ton of strategy games, but unfortunately a lot of them aren't really that good.
Gladius for the Xbox.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I can't believe I had so much fun with that game.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I can say, you know, Disgaea, but maybe that's a little bit too hardcore to start out.
Yeah.
It's the strategy genre is kind of tough, because a lot of times you'll play a game, the only choices are like the super hardcore 300-hour strategy games, and they're not something that's a little bit more easy to get into, something a little bit more accessible.
Yeah.
I mean, XCOM and Final Fantasy Tactics, those are some of the best choices you can make.
Yeah, and I will extend this. I mean, I played XCOM to death, and I'm still playing it every once in a while. But
Yeah.
I've always been fond of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, and I know it's not a very popular opinion, but I still
good.
think that's a really great strategy game because it's simple enough, but it's got enough depth to it that it's still a ton of fun.
Yeah,
And the
FFT
one thing
A2
people,
was really good.
yeah. And I think the one thing a lot of people complained about was the judges and the laws. And yeah, they can be a little tough to work around, but to me, it just made the game a little more... It gave me reason to try new things. And I actually appreciated it for that, because I have a tendency to stick with one tactic and one guy, and it made you vary your tactics and vary up your party.
And if you have a DS and the law and judges system bothers you a little too much, just pick up FFTA A2. It softens a lot of the edges of the judge and law system. It's still there, but it's not as...
It's not as punishing. It's not, you used a sword, go to jail.
Yeah, it's
forever.
not as harsh. I wish I had a lot more strategy games to recommend to you, but this generation has been really hard on strategy games.
Yeah, and I've tried to get into some more after really, really loving XCOM, and let me tell you, if I find any, I'll post them on the forums, because there's not enough like XCOM out there.
Yeah, and if anybody listening has a PSP, Wild Arms Crossfire is a mother effer, but it's still pretty great. So is the PSP version of Final Fantasy Tactics is also really good. There's stuff like Jeanne d'Arc that came out on the PSP. Nothing really on the Vita yet, but a lot of PSP back catalog there that almost all of it works on the Vita too. So a lot of great games, and a lot of them are skipping my memory at the moment. But thank you very much for your question there. Let's move on to email.
Emails.
Dave, a.k.a. RoboPig, asks, hey guys, if a company were willing to pay you to play one game for a year straight, 40 hours a week, is there a game you think you would enjoy to that extent? Thanks for the show. Great to hear Nintendo doing community update again. It's nice to see a podcast that includes their community. While we're talking about that, congratulations... Hi, dog. Congratulations to the forums for hitting 5 years.
Yep.
We say this all the time, but it is the best community in the entire internet. If you wanna talk to a bunch of people that love games or aren't a bunch of d-bags, tvgp.tv/forum.
Yeah.
Hop in. It's the best community.
It's awesome, and I wouldn't be here without it. So
That's
I can't
true.
sing the praises high enough.
Yep. Promotion. But
Level up.
A game that a game that I would play 40 hours a week for a year straight, I think would probably be Final Fantasy Tactics. My first answer would be no thank you, but probably Final Fantasy Tactics, just because you can mix and match so much in that game and break that game in so many fun ways that I think that would be pretty fun.
Yeah. I would say if I had access to mods, that's going to make this choice a lot harder. It would probably be Skyrim, or basically any one of the Elder Scrolls games. Probably Skyrim, just because it's the most recent. It's got a ton of stuff on Steamworks.
Yeah.
I could see maybe XCOM, but I could see that getting real tiring once I figure everything out.
Yeah.
But you know what? I might have to go with the old yard choice and just say Lumens, because I could play that game forever.
Oh,
that is a good choice.
I could play that 40 hours straight, just one shift per week.
So which Luminous would you pick though?
If you could get rid of the score cap on the original, I'd say that.
There you go.
But probably the one for PlayStation Network.
That one's really good too.
That's a good one. I would probably go with the Vita one if I had to choose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because it's just so pretty and just it worked. It's what that game is.
Yeah,
nice.
But 40 hours a week, I would probably be. God, if I could have a group of people to play with, it'd probably be Unreal Tournament 2004.
Yeah, I mean,
just
about a game
because
with
there's
mods.
so much stuff that game can do.
Right. Well, I mean, like, how many hundreds of thousands of maps must be out for that game now?
Yeah.
You know, if you could mod that game up,
Gotta play them all.
Yeah, every time you load up a new map, it could be a brand new map. We actually have one more question from the chat here. Darth Seabass says, do you think the Vita and PS4 will work together? What are the craziest ideas you can come up for these two systems working together? I think they sort of have to, even if it's... You know, if you look at something like what Microsoft's been doing with Xbox Smart Glass, at the very least, if you could control your PS4 with the Vita as a controller, that's great. Like using Netflix with your Vita and not having to have a controller. The craziest thing I can think, though, is I would really like to see them continue to expand remote play. Using, the same thing that the Wii U is doing with having a second screen, and they use that a little bit on the PS3, but, I'd love to remote play Ni no Kuni. I don't know if that's possible. I haven't looked at it yet, but, having the... Barka, 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 barka. Having the screen there to play more Vita games, more games like that on the Vita, and freeing up your TV would be, I mean, that's what, as we get older and as we have less time for gaming in general, and we're a lot of us either have kids or are on the path to having kids. The video game, playing games on a TV time becomes a premium. So.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the best thing that they can do for the Vita at this point is, and because it's sold good, but it's not really selling gangbusters like I think they had hoped it would. Although I think their expectations were a lot more tempered than Nintendo's were.
Yeah.
So I really want to see, like Boston said, a lot more, remote play, and maybe not even remote play necessarily, but just really hammer in that cross-play, that you're going to play the same game on the PS4 as you are going to play on the PS Vita. It might not look quite as good, but it's still going to be in the same realm. Yeah,
at least do the thing of buy one copy, DLC works across, saves work across, it's cross-platform playing.
DOA 5+.
Yep.
They're doing it perfectly.
Do more
That's how
of
it should be done every time. That should be Sony's requirements.
Yep. And I would be more than happy to pay, let's say $75 for a game if it has the PS4 and the Vita version together, and give me a download code for the Vita version, and everything works between each. That'd be I'm 100% behind that.
Or even if you still sell the game at $60 and you have the unlockable code, but you put the code in and it will charge you, $15 to unlock that feature.
Yeah, perfect.
Do that, because then you don't have to raise the price at point of sale.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because
you'll have that confused customer buying the wrong copy.
Yeah, why is this game so much?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought the Best Buy circular said it was $60. Good point. Knobs, what pie in the sky things can you think of for the PS4 and Vita?
I'd like to use the Vita, kind of how the Wii U mote works.
Yeah.
Like that tablet, just having that extra little bit of interface in that controller, which it sounds like they're trying to do with the new DualShock, whatever PS4 controller is.
Yeah.
DualShock screen.
I think that can be utilized fantastically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I also think you could do a little more AR gaming with it. You got the camera on the back and stuff. Oh god, a Fatal Frame game like that? Are you kidding me?
Well,
they have house, you'll never want to sleep there again.
They have a front camera and a back camera, so
so you can do some real crazy stuff. Video chat. Let's get some video chat going on the PS4, guys.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So thank you to everybody in the chat for joining us and sending their questions on their way. Thank you very much for everyone that emailed and tweeted us. If you want to visit us, do so at tvgp.tv. Email us at tvgpfans@gmail.com. Tweet us at tvgp. Always, the schedule for the live stream is on the right-hand side of the page, twitch.tv/E1M1 Network. It's always a great time. And you get to see the dumb stuff we talk about between segments. And all the rest of the stuff is on the right-hand side of the page.
Oh, and join the forums. For 5 years, we've kept the civil conversation going.
Civil discourse.
It's been an absolute joy. I check it every day.
Me too.
I probably don't post as much as I should, but I love reading all of it.
Yep.
And mark yourself on the map, because I love looking at where people are.
Yep. And listen to Friends of the Show on the right-hand side of the page.
Yeah, the friends of the show, they even have their own little thread on our forum. So if you're curious about getting more into our little universe, it's there for you.
And listen to the other E1M1 Network shows, pickingupthepixels.com and dynamicsoundtrack.com, which I haven't made in a while, but still up there. So if you like video game music, there's like 30-something episodes for you to listen to up there.
That's all awesome.
Yeah, that's all good. And join us at 10 p.m. EST for Left 4 Dead Monday Night Game Night.
Yep.
Yep.
10
If you
p.m.
see me-
tonight.
If you see me playing Borderlands on PC, hop in. I need help.
There you go. And that's our episode this week. We'll see you all next week.
Later.
Peace.
Chat, if you could throw in your suggestions. I have gateway packs, and thank you very much to someone in the chat for suggesting Dropkick the Chickens.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got a whole list here. You want me to read off? All right. You hit the thing. Gateway packs. First pack is free. Bayman versus Bayman. Mirror match. Dropkick the Chickens. Maniacal Shower.
Who said Dropkick the
JRPG,
Chickens,
video
by the
game?
way?
You did.
What?
Yep.
For Lollipop Chainsaw?
Yeah, you said your suggestion for the score attack was Dropkick the Chickens.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, so JRPG, the video game. Hey, side quests. A little less framey.
Yeah, Darth Seabass just put that one in. I like that one.
Yeah. Look at all these ducks.
Look at all these
Business
ducks.
math and quadrilogy.
I like Dropkick the Chickens.
Dropkick the Chickens.
Anytime we can have a TVGP episode that has the word chickens in it, I like it.
Yeah,
I'm going to see if I can find a
good to go.
picture of that chicken, because it is horrifying. There's another chicken level in that game where it's the stuff of nightmares.
Oh,
These chickens, you're in like an acid trip, and this thing drops this big egg and opens up. The chicken's like donka 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 donka.
oh God.
And it's got that big white dead eye.
Oh. All right, I have to go to the bathroom very badly, so let's do this real quick.
Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 276 for February 4th, 2013. Dropkick the Chickens.
Score attack. Pro tip.
Cluck of Doom.
Waka waka.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for watching the live stream. See you next week. Bye.